G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me JaWoodle, and welcome back to 7 days. Welcome back to 7 days in the 2.0 update, where we're back. We're back in my base building and testing world. We're back in JaWoodle Park. But today, I wanted to do something, well, a little bit different to what I've done so far, but definitely something I've done before in previous alphas. It's kind of a tradition at this point for each new update of 7 days that comes out. I want to build an underwater base. In fact, I've even got a couple of options of where to go. I've got this nice little billabong out here, I suppose I could probably build into. There's a little serpentine river going through the place, but there's also maybe down in the lake on the outskirts of a city, so you still have access to POIs and stuff. I know that like zombies don't really care about water at all. Not anymore, they used to. That got patched out. So it's not really like a great strategy against zombies in particular, but PvP or just the rule of cool, if you want to build a cool underwater base, that's what I'm here to do. Because sometimes just building a cool base is half the fun. Look at this for a joint, actually. I mean, I wanted to find somewhere relatively close to a town. There's a bit of a path that leads out here, but this is like some 12 Apostles kind of shit. This is a sick place to have a base. Nice, like I was gonna say inland pond, but it's kind of on the coast, but it's nice and deep. Can I be out here? Is there still like radiation been on the boundary at all? No, I'm completely underwater, but mysteriously not wet. This could be fun. that's half the thing, isn't it? Just like, this would be a sick place to live. Nice little sheltered cove. It's like Jamaica. I wanted to find out where the boundary of the world was going to be, so I'm just charging towards the edge, and so far, I mean, other than it looking like I'm crawling up the nose of someone with the flu, definitely some booger green going on out here. Oh. End of the world. This is new. It's like a slingshot. It's like forcing me. It forces me like a slipper slide backwards again. G'day, Loz. So, okay. I can't go much further than that. And there's even protection on the ground out here too. Up until there. Okay. There's still plenty of space. Like, I want to build it out in this lagoon over here. That's heaps of area. Before I start building, this wasn't really what I had in mind for this video in particular, but it used to be a thing a long time ago. Jeez, I don't know what kind of alpha it was in, but you could build your base in the middle of a lake, and if you were far enough away from the shore, zombies during a blood moon couldn't spawn during, as it couldn't spawn in any sort of liquid. So you could be floating around, bobbling about like a buoy in the ocean, but that's a buoy. I say buoy, like a buoy in the ocean. But if you had to face down a blood moon horde, nothing could spawn. So I've quickly just measured out a little 60 by 60 cube, which I want to go and sit right in the middle of, and hopefully, if it's still the same, no zombies going to get to me. Oh, no, I can see him. Oh. Yeah, they're spawning in. You can see the silhouettes against the blue backdrop, which is a feature I wasn't really anticipating. Okay, so they changed that. It used to be that they didn't have dry land to spawn on. They couldn't spawn at all, but I guess now they're able to spawn just in water. Yeah, look at them. Here they all come. Alright, that's fine. I wasn't expecting anything else, but it was worth a try. You never know. Until you give it a whirl, how do you know what's going to work or not? Look at that. 2 minutes into a video, or probably longer actually, because I do ramble quite a lot, and we've already done some problem solving, done some myth busting. The next thing I want to do though, before I start building in the actual lagoon I want to live in, I want to see what the mechanics are for water, because underwater bases have been a thing I've been trying, and sometimes succeeding, sometimes failing to do for a long time. Usually it involves just building like a hut on the lake bed, so like building into the water. But I'm thinking like that didn't work last time, so I think maybe instead of a different tactic might be to build like a plug into the seabed and build my base underneath it, so kind of like a quasi underground / underwater base. But to do that, I'm going to need an entryway, and for an entryway, I'm going to need a way to keep the water out. And yeah, like I suppose I could just build like a tunnel, like a submarine's periscope up to the surface and have an entry point on the surface instead, but well, that wouldn't be very stealthy at all. I want to try and build it so there's nothing you can see from a distance to say that's where a base is for trying to be stealthy on a PvP world, for example. But I don't want to be that overt, you know? Stealthiness is everything. I'm going to use this little beach as my... Oh, jeez, what's going on? What's going on here? Some questionable water physics going around. Don't think anyone's actually seen a beach before that looks anything like this. It's like a plate of jelly. Anyway, I'm going to use this beach as a way to test my theories, because a good way to do it in the past was to use plates, because a plate block takes up so much room in the block area without actually causing a blockage for you. So if you go, for example, like, just let me see if I can do this here, actually go like you, and I get the same block and place it upside down. Very similar to how like floating bases used to work. Ah, but with the new water physics, doesn't work like that anymore. The water takes up the space. Yeah, look at that. Even if I make it a little bit bigger, so what's that, a 3x3, so 9 blocks, there's still water in it. Which is totally fair enough, that's the way water should act. In fact, there's probably an easy way for me to have tested that. If I get you and chuck you on your side, like you, yeah, see, it doesn't replace the block space with air where the water would be. Not that long ago, everywhere in between, like that, like the ghost area of that block would have been aired instead, but now no longer. Okay, that's alright though. Just gonna find something different. Damn, I really thought that would work too. I got some wedge 60s and made like a little tunnel, then used some plates to block off the sides to try and think about how I could stop the water getting in. Because even with that though, and even if I like plug the ends like that, and then the same on the other side, I now don't have the same systems I used to. I usually had to like put down the frame blocks inside a room, and that would remove the water. But now, look, there's still weirdly, water's acting as water, and in 7 Days to Die, that's very confusing to me. Completely unexpected. That's alright though. I haven't given up hope. I'm sure there's gonna be some way to do this. I put on the cheeky door just on the front inside. It's like a sunken shipping container. Someone's imported the car and lost it to the depths, and just that was a GDR, an RX-7 or a Super or something, I would be absolutely fuming. Even just the thought of that has made me a little bit sad. I'm gonna chuck in, like the old school way, there's a bunch of building blocks into you. So hopefully, so that should replace the water. Then when I take it away, it should hopefully replace it with air, which doesn't look like it is, does, or wants to. Okay, maybe the plate's the issue. We'll go all the way to the other end of this test and build a massive sarcophagus out of solid blocks. But that's, yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, look, remember what I was saying at the start about how I didn't want to build just like a tunnel with like a periscope kind of thing because stealth is what I was going for? I feel like someone might notice. Someone might notice this. If only we had those stupid desert spitter camo abilities and could disguise our shit. It doesn't really matter if this doesn't work at all. So chuck in, oh, that's already incredibly more promising. I noticed underwater you can see like the ripples of the waves on the top, but there's a pocket of air in here already. Okay, so if I replace all of you, oh, it's the door. I left the door open. I left the door open on my submarine. I'm not the sharpest tool in the drawer. Okay, well this has some good signs at least. I'm underwater currently. I mean, I'm down in my little concrete bucket, but I'm breathing oxygen. Don't know how. It'd be a vacuum, but that's fine. But if I get rid of you, doors up. Doors aren't waterproof. What if maybe like a better door then? I didn't really think the doors and like mechanical things in the game would act that well for me. I didn't have high hopes for it. I think it's going to be a block trick rather than something that makes sense like this to keep them out, but we'll try it anyway. Replace you with a steel door and do it all again. Got my little air pocket again. Moment of truth. Moment of failure. Shit. Okay, well, it was worth a try. Thanks for coming out today, but you're not going to do anything that I want you to do. I'm going to get rid of all of you instead and start from scratch. It's got to be a block trick. It's going to have to be. So there's kind of two options that I'm thinking of. Either something like this, like some sort of specialty block where it's been overlooked in the coding, I suppose. That's kind of how a lot of the zombie droppers work, where you're taking advantage of some brute force coding, usually to fix one issue. The Band-Aid solution over there opens up another solution somewhere else. So something like this, no, that's gonna work. It's still got a lot of water in it. Potentially, oh, actually potentially even, what about like the windows and the walls till the sweat drops down my horde base? What if you got like the four-sided empty? Would you take up some water space? Mate? Ooh. Maybe? Or am I just above? I think I'm just above sea level. I didn't get deep enough. Not for the first time. There's actually a lot of different options. Oh, even maybe the cheeky countertop blocks we use for the force field. Maybe they might be a goal, but we'll try just the store windows first. So there's nothing in it, so pane of glass, so you should be able to go straight through it. Like that. Does that fix it? Nah, it's all still full of water. I'll double check it by getting rid of it and trying again, but that's not promising. Just to double check my workings out though, like I put my math in the margins to keep my math teacher happy. Is that a flashback to high school? Don't mind me. I'll put a concrete plug in the top. I've got a bunch of frames in the middle to see if it's going to act the same with solid blocks instead of those windows. It's still not happy. It's still not happy. Okay, there's some weird things going on there. Might have to double layer the conch then maybe? Maybe that might work a bit better. I'm still thinking of my math teacher. And I'm losing the ability to talk. Couldn't do math, can't talk. I have a lot of flashbacks now. Oh, wait, you know what it is? This is the thing that we found out in 1.1.0, maybe even Alpha 21 or 22 or whichever version it might have been, that there's water generating blocks on the level of the ground. At least it seems to act like there is. So I keep running into a problem where as soon as I get close to the same level as the ground around the terrain, so I can block up all of you, that's all well and good. But as soon as I try and take blocks away back up to there, that's where I start coming a cropper. And put all you in like that. I want to go get rid of you, and we're all fine. But I think this next level is when we start having problems. Okay. Okay. No, that's fine. I can work with that. Yeah, nah. That one doesn't work either. Alright, it was worth a try. What else have we got that looks kind of interesting? Like a lot of these shapes, these kind of ones. These have some more potential to me. But I kind of want that, but like a thicker, like a plate, but thicker. Maybe even the plates then. Because then you're taking up all the room. Yeah, these kind of ones. Something like that, maybe. A lot of airspace, but still like a solid proper block. That's something like these. So we've got two different options. Plate round corner 1 meter and 1 meter O2. So that's got a little bit of a chamfer on the edge. That one goes right out to the other side. Can you please get out of the way, please? And chuck you in. I mean, you could even make this like a probably like little tunnel thing too, couldn't you? Go like you. Yeah, and then like you. Like you. Like you. Could that get rid of the water? I mean, so far so good. I've got 2 blocks left to go. I've got a nice little pocket of air down here. See, that seems like every time I get to 3 block gap, it fills with water. So with 3 blocks is the maximum, is the breaking points. Potentially, hang on a second. Potentially, that's not the way to do it then. So what if I had, I'm going around in circles a little bit, but I'm solving problems as we go. If I had a horizontal entryway into whatever the plug's gonna be, that only needs to be 2 blocks tall for me to get through. That's not getting above the limit of the water. Then once I'm through that side, then I can go down and have my base underneath. Okay, that makes sense in my head, which doesn't mean an awful lot, but it's a good place to start. So something like this, you can already see that the water on the inside is got a different level to it. So you come in this way and then down below. That could be a better solution to it. Can I grab you back again? So what were you again? You're the 1 meter plate corner round 1 meter O1. I'll try the O2s as well. But if I chuck you right where actually, so that block's full of water, this one's not. So if I chuck you right where the block's not full of water, are you going to potentially block it from going further in? I mean, that looks like a pretty good little entryway to me. Maybe. You know, I'm just actually gonna plug up this hole down here so I have to empty out the entire chasm every single time. But this could work. I've got good feelings about this. Nah, I don't think it's gonna do it, because even when I've got the rest of it plugged up, I've moved it further back into the gooseneck up here. It's still full of water. Still full of water. Can I get rid of some of it then maybe? Nah, it's holding its water happily. Okay, I'm running out of ideas a little bit, but what about these kind of ones? So these are like breakaway floor traps that you can build. It's a little bit bigger than what I currently have, but to you, oh my goodness, you keep the water out. See what I was talking about? You can tell that it's gonna work because immediately there's no water inside you. So maybe these breakaway blocks are the way to go. If that gives me an idea, what about with the windows then? Like if I grab some window panes, maybe it needs to be, ooh, Because what I was thinking is if I have like something like you, and then I break you, does that result in... Yeah, I didn't think so. Does that result in a piece of like terrain that isn't taken up? But what if I had glass blocks instead? If I look at that immediately... See, I was going to say, if I can just punch the glass, is that going to give me an air pocket? It doesn't, but you know what does? You know what bloody does? Is the glass itself. Look at that. So if I... holy shit. Yeah, no, I know there's zombies. Go away, please, Screamer. If I get the glass and go along like this... Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Holy shit, look at that. We have a walkway that is completely full of air, so the glass blocks still remove the water and have the air in the rest of the block space. The rest of them, not so much, but I could go like this. I could fill the entire tunnel with these glass sheets, and we're in business. I mean, it all came about because of this big behemoth, which already works out pretty well. In fact, if you wanted to, you could get the, what do you call it again? No, get out of the way, Windows. This one, 3x3 destroyed. If I put you, oh, I could too. I could, with the glass block, I could make like the vertical entrance tunnel. Wouldn't even need to have like a little goose bend there. That could almost be smooth enough to like ride your bike through or whatever. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are so in business. We are so in business now. See, look at this. Look at this. Because I've got the plug up the top all nice and proper. This now has no water in it. Guess I have to build a ladder or something like that. But we're rocking and rolling. It does make me think though. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. So when the glass breaks, the water comes back. And glass is pretty not strong. Is that still the case? No, I tested it with the concrete block windows. So I need like glass. I need glass, but stronger. So what if I went like bulletproof glass? One of the most expensive blocks in the game. But if I grabbed you, are you? Well, actually. You already do. You already do. It doesn't even need to be like the sheet on the side. You could just have... I'll get rid of you guys. Thank you very much. You could just have a little narrow chute like that you can still run through. I mean, it's not super duper pretty. I will test it with the sheets as well, but already... Oh, get stuck and stuff. Already, that's working. You don't have, though, an awful lot of options for bulletproof glass. Excuse me, can you go up on the side, please? You still have the plate, though, so you can still make a nice little channel like you all the way down. Let's get rid of the water. Holy shit. Oh, oh yes! So look at this. You just swim over. I've got rid of the destroyed blocks. You can swim straight on in without nary a care in the world. I can chuck on a door on the outside as well. Open the door. Swim in. Get a gasp of air. And down into your base again after that. And if, I mean, look, this kind of stands out at the moment because it's right next to the beach. But if I was building that in my lagoon, we'd be cooking. We'd be absolutely cooking. Okay, I'm happy with that. So glass blocks, or if you want stronger ones, bulletproof glass blocks. They are now the bee's knees. That's so good. So I guess now all I need to do is just build my actual lagoon base. Then we know how we can do it. I just got to decide, well, how I want to put it all together to make something kind of nice. I do like this here. I mean, it takes some work to build like a bridge across to there, but this could be the entryway down this little subterranean, submarine ramp down to you. Oh, with some loot bags down here for me already. Thank you. So the question becomes, I suppose, do I even like how much infrastructure I actually need around the glass to make it work for me? Like, could I just put in just like a regular tunnel, just like without any concrete around it that'll keep the water out? Because I think it will, which means even more pertinently, could I use like that or use these curvy bits that I think that make the most sense what I'm doing right now, and just continue that down like that instead. There's water underneath it, but I can get rid of you and just go down as like a little drop into my base. Like getting in and out would be a little bit difficult. It'd be very difficult, wouldn't it? How are you going to get out of there? Because you can't put a ladder down to climb back out again because it'd bring water back in. it may not actually be all that much of an issue. Like, I haven't considered the Horde Night at all, like, and how zombies might be able to get into here either, but, I mean, look at that. If I'm just a couple blocks below, I can just make that jump. I'm in the water. I can then swim away or do whatever I need to do to get out of the water again. So I don't actually need all that much of an entryway. I can just jump up into the water and swim away again. God, it's a long way down though. I had to choose to do this in the deepest place possible. I want to go and put in just to see what it looks like. I know I'm holding a flaming torch underwater, but don't mind that. I was going to try and see, there it is, how visible it might be from the surface if I had some, ooh. No! If I had some flaming torches down here as well to see what's going on, you are actually out instead, but I'm at the bottom of the world. I chose somewhere too deep. I Titanic'd myself. No! Great, so what I need is, I can't build my sweet lagoon. It's too deep. It's too close to the bottom of the world. What I need is like a nice deep-ish lake that isn't so, I mean, I did choose literally the Mariana Trench I've somehow found. I need somewhere that's deep enough I can build underneath it, but it's not shallow, not so shallow that you can see what I'm building on top of it. So even maybe like, oh, I don't know. Somewhere like here, actually, maybe. There's enough space underneath. But it's a pretty nondescript little part of water, which, I mean, given I don't want people to find me, not a bad idea. Yeah, you know what? I reckon this will do. This little pond here, this will do nicely. I was thinking, though, so we know that with zombies, they don't want to go, like, if they're trying to go down to, they won't go up and then go down. So if I can build my little entryway just a little bit up above the sea floor, then when they get to me, they're not going to get to this and see this as an option. This will be purely an entryway for me, and I can build something for them a little bit further away. So if I go up a little bit, then on top of you, I can get, I think I like the plates more if I'm building a tunnel. So I can put you on the side like that, and like that. I can't believe glass is the magical material that makes all of this possible. Looks like you on the top. That should give me a little air pocket that I can breathe in, and I can start building from here. I've tried to make it just a little bit nicer and use the arches up above so that I can get rid of the top blocks. And in fact, I might even go like you. I'll chuck in some ramps to improve the lines a little bit, because aesthetics always matter. Chuck in you like that, and you like that. It reduces the footprint just that little bit. You can't even see it. Can't even see it down there. Perfect. This all seems pretty straightforward now. I've just got a nice little tube going down to wherever I need it to be. I've got the water being kept out at the top. I do have some glass. Oh, actually, I was going to say it's going to flood it with water a little bit, but I do have some glass on the far side to keep that water out. I'll do the same what I have on the top, so it's all nice and symmetrical. Symmetricality, also super important. I gotta get rid of this water now, but that, I mean, that should be all right, right? Yeah, there we go. So just put the frames down to remove the water, chuck in some ladders so I can get up and out. And look at that. Look at that, a nice little player-only entryway down into my underground base, my underwater underground base. It's perfect. I know at the start I was way more preoccupied with making this a nice little stealthy base that no one would ever see, but what's the point of living underwater if you don't get a cool view of all the fishes that are swimming around? Well, in anything from James Bond villains, it's that... not from James Bond, from Megamind. The difference between a villain and a supervillain? Presentation. Sometimes you gotta focus on your presentation. Megamind, by the way, an absolutely incredibly underrated movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, because I promise you, you'll enjoy it. I think I might actually be running afoul of the... like, of the water blocks being at the bottom of the lake, so I don't think I can actually get rid of all this water in the current design. I might have to dig a bit deeper. Go a little bit deeper underneath the ground where there's no more water blocks to respawn. I think we're pretty rock solid. I'm a long way down underground. I am nervous about getting rid of this next block up though, because I'm worried about the 3-block rule. It seems to be every time you have a space of 3 blocks, the water comes back in. This one didn't though. Okay, so the trick here, it's kind of hard to see from underneath, but I did double layer the bulletproof glass up on top. So there's actually 2 layers. You can kind of see the Y there. 2 layers, 2 plates smooshed together and causing some friction, and that's keeping the water out. Smooshing together and causing friction often brings water in, but that's okay then. That's the worst joke I've ever bloody made. That's saying something. Get rid of all of you. You're a big glitch. Look at this. We have sunlight We have space to put in like workbenches or whatever. You can expand this however you want. That will work perfectly. Another little touch I want to chuck here because I can't have something like that, you know? I can't have a big black or dark concrete wall right in front of me every time I swim into my house every time. So instead, might even just go the full-blown bulletproof blocks, but it's the same resource cost anyway. So chucking you like that. So you're looking nice and lovely, especially from the other side. I like the look of these like little jagged edges then. So you swim up into the tube of air, down you go into your base. And look at that. And how would you ever know? How would you ever know there's a base down there? You just wouldn't. Now that I'm down underground, actually, I wonder if I can just like chuck in, I can too, little notches to place my workbenches in, because then it's not taking up floor space, which is at a premium down here. Once you start going underground, every time you want to expand is a lot of extra work. On this side, let's go enough room for a chem station. What I like the most about it as well is that even with all the lights and stuff on the inside, you can't see it. I mean, you have to be like in the water to be able to see that there's a base in there. Oh, there we go. It's only just starting to appear from like, what, 20 meters away? So you're really got to be, and it's just the concrete as well. They built it all out of glass, which is so expensive. Making bulletproof glass is one of the most expensive things you can do in the game. But even so, if it gets you this, why would you not? I love it down here. I know we're going long. I know we're going long on this, but there's one more thing that I want to do just because I feel like I could add an extra little sprinkle of fuck yeah, and just extra little zhuzh of base building goodness onto this. I'm going to build a cheeky little something extra. Okay, this has taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to. I had other plans in mind, but I just flat out ran out of time. But would you like a tour? Would you like a tour of my underground base that you can't even see from up above? But it is, I promise you, right down here. I hit the one shallow part of the entire lake. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Anyway, you swim down here into the little entryway, get some air, not even close to suffocating, so we're good. Down the ladder we go, into this. So you've got your workbenches, you've got everything you need, you've got cooking stations, you've got your storage, but then downstairs, just because we can, we've got a nice plush rug, some seats, a fire, a nice little therapeutic area. And also a place to kick off your shoes and take a load off while the zombie apocalypse rages around you. How nice. How nice is this? This is probably the best underwater base that we've had in a long time. Since like Alpha 17, like I've built one in every Alpha as we've gone along. Some have been great, some have been not so great. This, I think, not only is great, but yeah, it's expensive with the bulletproof glass, but I think it opens up to a lot of different options. I'd love to build some sort of like a zombie horde base to go along with this, maybe even a screamer base to go along with this, because this is fine for a survivor base. For a PvP base, you'd probably not have the open roof and be as stealthy as possible. Maybe even getting rid of the whole top area up here and just building like a couple of glass blocks, like a 1x1 even would do. Like if you went for town, let's test this. Yeah, I mean, look at this. There's no way. If you were playing PvP and PvP base is very different to regular bases where you're trying to have as little impact, little footprint as possible to never be found. So if you had something like that, even sitting here right now, looking directly at it, I still can't see it. You'd have to come over. There's the hole. You could even, like, if you were smarter than me, you could build, like, I don't know, next to, like, the broken down car over there, or underneath a rock or whatever, or something like that. If you dug it next to a resource rock or inside some shrubberies or whatever, like, if you put it, like, right there, you'd never, ever bloody see it. But all this is just two bulletproof plates up the top. You're gonna slide in, slide in like that. 2 blocks down, then your ladder starts, and you have a nice little base down here to do whatever you want with. And to get out of here again, just climb to the top, jump. All right, remember rocks are a bad idea, but jump, you're in the water, and you can swim away, and no one will ever find you. That's actually ridiculously good. That might be the best yet. That might actually be the best yet. In fact, even just swimming around now to try and find it again, I've lost it. I've lost. You might lose your own base because it's too bloody good, too bloody stealthy. Is it you? Yeah, there you are. I thought that was just another dark patch in the world. So good, man. Like, you wouldn't put down a land claim block. I know people use land claim blocks to try and find other people's bases by holding a land claim and running around, and it'll flash red when you're near someone, so it might be a bit more difficult, but I mean, come on. No one's ever gonna find you down there. But anyway, I like living in a world of class and luxury in-game because I can't in real life, so this one's definitely a bit more my speed. A little bit more my style. I'm gonna have to leave this episode here. So if you were curious how you can build an underwater base or an underground base or whatever, that's how. Bulletproof glass. Glass as a whole seems to be the key, but bulletproof glass because it's nice and strong and won't get broken out so easily. Absolute winner. Genuine sausage of a time. I'll have to leave this episode here and come back and find other ways to have fun in this game in another episode because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on whatever. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.